Hi folks, I'm Zara.
I'm Emma.
I'm Sophie.
Welcome to today's channel of Is Love a Necessity or a Choice?
Today, we are not talking about whether love is sweet or not. We are asking, is love something we need in life, or is it just a choice? Have you ever felt anxious about not being in a relationship, or thought your life is more interesting than others? Well, today we are diving into exactly that.
And we are talking about the complexity of love from psychological to social media. Why does love seem so complicated these days? Are you ready?
Let's kick things off with a shocking fact. According to a 2023 study by the Chinese Academy of Social Sciences, 60% of post-95s and post-00s say that love is not a necessary part of life. Over half of them have no intention of dating at all, seeing love as something optional, not essential.
Sounds like a freedom, love, that's for others. I've got my own life to live.
Exactly. And this isn't just happening in China. In Japan, there is the her Bravo man phenomenon. And in Korea, anti-romance is becoming popular. Even in the West, young people are starting to say, I don't need love. Love isn't a must-do anymore. It's more of an optional extra. But the real question is, are people really against love? Or are they just afraid of the complication of that come with it?
Exactly. People are scared of losing control and being tied down. But here is the thing. How many times have you heard someone say they are not interested in dating, but they feel a bit off when they see others posting about their relationship? Especially during holidays when everyone's posting couple photos or travel photos. You start to think, am I the only one not part of this?
Right, and here is the thing. This desire for freedom is driven by the need for personal space. Think about this. When you are in a relationship, you are often not just think about yourself. There are compromises, small fights, and you are consistently considering your partner's needs. But when you are single, you call the shots, you do whatever you want, and that freedom feels pretty good.
But here is a dilemma. Does the freedom really live up to the expectations? When you see couples traveling together or sharing moments, does a tiny part of you feel a little jealous? Maybe you think, maybe love isn't so bad after all. Maybe we are just avoiding the pain of loneliness.
So, is love just a show? Let's talk about something that's related to social media. Honestly, it has turned love into a performance. It's no longer just about two people sharing their lives. It's about putting a public show.
Exactly. Take Song Joong-ji and Song Hui-jiao for instance. Do you remember their relationship? After the success of Descendants of the Sun, their on-screen chemistry led to this huge obsession with their real-life romance.
Right. And when we got married, it was like the whole world was watching. Their relationship became not just theirs, but a real-life romantic fairy tale for all their fans. And when they got divorced, it felt like the internet was in mourning. Everyone was asking, do we still believe in love? What even is true love anymore?
This is the power of social media, and it's not just about showing your life, it's about shaping how other view your love life. Have you ever felt oppressed when you see perfect couples photos on your feed? You start wondering, why don't I have this kind of relationship?
And it is not just about showing love, it is about performing love. Some couples stay together even when they are clearly not happy because they know the public expects them to maintain that perfect couple image. Social media turns love into a show, and everyone is expected to keep up appearances.
It's ironic, right? Social media makes love less about the real connection between two people and more about the image you project. So the real question is, are you in a relationship for yourself or just to impress others? That's something worth reflecting on. Now let's dive into psychology. Why do we seek love? Is it a desire or is it just a way to fill the emptiness inside?
When it comes to loneliness, we know it increases the desire for romantic relationships. Psychologists say loneliness often pushes us to seek out love, not because we really need love, but because we're afraid of being alone.
Exactly, think about it. During the holidays, birthdays, or even just social gatherings, when you see everyone paired up, you start thinking, maybe having someone would make me feel better. It is not that you want love for its own sake, you just don't want to be lonely.
Psychologists argue that loneliness stems from a basic need for emotional connection. Maybe you don't really care for love as much as you think. You just want someone to share your life with, someone to talk to. In that case, love is more of a byproduct of emotional needs, not the ultimate goal.
That's why many people stick with relationships that aren't working for them, because they are terrified of being alone. The truth is, loneliness is often the real reason we feel a desperate need for love.
As one psychologist put it, you don't find the right person, you just find someone who makes you feel less lonely. The history of love, from survival to emotional comedy. Let's take a step back and look at love from a historical perspective. The role and meaning of love has changed a lot over time. In ancient societies, love wasn't the core of marriage. Marriage was more about social contracts, family alliances, and producing heirs.
Exactly. Think about Empress Dowager Cici's marriage. Love wasn't even on the table. It was a purely political marriage. Back in that day, love in marriage was something that developed over time. It wasn't a request for getting married.
But fast forward to the 20th century, especially with the rise of individualism and personal freedom, and love began to shift. It became about emotional fulfillment. It wasn't just about silver anymore, it was about finding someone who truly connects with you.
Today, love isn't a survival tool anymore, it is an emotional comedy. You get to choose who you date, how deep the relationship goes, and whether or not you even want to be in a relationship at all. So love is no longer just something you need, it is about choice and freedom.
And here let's move to the conclusion part. So is love a necessity or a choice? After everything we have discussed, I'm sure you have your own thoughts on it.
I think love is more like a seasoning in life. It can add flavor, but it's not essential. The key is knowing yourself and finding a lifestyle that makes you truly happy.
And love doesn't have to be the answer. Happiness is ultimate goal. You can be single and thriving, or in a relationship and fulfilled. What matters is taking charge of your own life and finding your own path to happiness.
So, love is more like an elective course than a required one. You can choose to be single, you can choose to be in a relationship, or you can choose whatever makes you feel true and fulfilled.
Thanks for listening today. We are Zora, Emma, and Sophie. We hope this podcast gave you inspiration and ideas. Bye bye.
Bye bye. See you next time.